Our team is ready to share fresh news, market analysis, rate hot starts and ongoing trends. Wall Street investors closed the session on an optimistic note. The trend today is not clear-cut, as investors have to evaluate a slew of factors. The major US stock indexes closed with gains yesterday. The Dow Jones inched up 0.2%, the Nasdaq closed with the biggest growth of 1.6%, and the S&P500 rose 0.6% to close at 3,960 points. The indexes were wavering between gains and losses. The Nasdaq is the best performer, extending the positive bias. Amid complicated fundamental factors, investors will find out how to determine a clear trajectory. The S&P 500 is expected to trade in the corridor between 3,880 and 4,010 points today. The catalyst for market optimism on Wednesday was the high-tech sector and decent quarterly reports. For example, Netflix shares jumped 7% in light in the news that the company lost a fewer than expected number of subscribers. Tesla reported higher than expected profits in the second quarter, and its shares advanced 3.4% in the New York pre-market because Tesla profits stood at $1.95 per share in the second quarter, higher than the projected $1.81. The main reason is a higher price tax on Tesla shares and the sale of 75% of its assets in Bitcoin. At the same time, Tesla CEO Elon Musk added a touch of pessimism, saying that high prices make Tesla cars less affordable and could slash demand. He admitted that current price tags are at elevated levels. Microsoft and Google are planning to suspend hiring new employees. Stocks of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft and Meta were trading mixed in the pre-market. A decline in oil prices delivered a punch to shares of Chevron, Occidental Petroleum and ExxonMobil. Later today, AT&T, Philip Morris, Mattel and American Airlines are due to present their profits on a corporate earnings. As for the economic calendar, the U.S. Labor Department posted its weekly update on unemployment claims. The number of initial jobless claims grew to 251,000 last week. And it's the third week of growth with the highest reading in the last 8 months. The situation indicates that the labor market is cooling down. Investors also got to know manufacturing PMI by the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. So the index has been falling for 4 months in a row. The PMI dropped to minus 12.3 points, the lowest score since May 2020, and the fresh reading is much lower than expected. Analysts had projected a flat reading. All in all, market sentiment today will depend on quarterly reports, macroeconomic data, geopolitical events, and certainly the ECB policy decisions. Currency pairs are trading with wild moves. The US dollar index sank to 106.50 and SWIFT rebounded to 107.20. The intraday corridor for the index is seen between 106.50 and 107.40. The focal point for the forex traders is the single European currency today and the ECB policy meeting. The regulator raised the key policy rate for the first time since 2011 by 50 basis points at the time and unveiled a new bond buying program. Besides, the statements reveal that more moves towards monetary tightening will follow. In the light of the announcement, the euro spiked 1% against the US dollar. Later on, the euro-dollar pair retreated to 1.0173. In another country, the Bank of Japan confirmed its commitment to the dovish policy. Market participants will be alert to the remarks of ECB President Christine Lagarde. The resignation of Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi adds up to the bite of the press conference. Thus, traders are braced for extreme volatility today. So the USD CAD pay is trading higher at the level slightly above 1.29. The intraday corridor for the pair is defined between 1.2890 and 1.2980. Apart from a new round of the dollar's rally, the loonie cannot assert strength due to falling oil prices. Crude oil plunged almost 4% amid dwindling demand for the gasoline in the United States at the peak of the travel season. The government data unexpectedly showed on Wednesday that national gasoline inventories expanded by 3.5 million barrels, and traders view the data as a decline in demand. In turn, oil prices moved downward. WTI futures dropped 2.82% to trade at $97.04 a barrel, and Brent crude shed 2.32% to trade at $104.44 a barrel. What is going on in the crypto market? Bitcoin fell to climb to the cherished peak at 25,000. The token is retreating today to the established trading range. Having lost 2.20%, the crypto is trading at about $22,700. The fall was triggered by the news that Tesla had sold most of its corporate holdings in bitcoins. The news took the shine off the flagship cryptocurrency. It's likely to trade in the corridor between $21,800 and $22,900. Once again, let me warn you about a highly volatile session. Trade prudently despite market turbulence, and see you online tomorrow.